your house, host Grun laying the Smackdown. Top rope, high flyer, got the latest news on standby. In your house, Grun talking all the shit. Grun covering the news. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, it's time for Grun and all the Smackdown reviews.
Hello and welcome to Grun's Room. I am your host, the Grunmeister. You call me Grun. I am back. Last week I was a little under the weather, probably much drinking. So before really getting into the meeting, let's take a PSA moment to talk about drinking. Everyone who's of legal age, wherever you live, drink responsibly, hydrate plenty. If you're going out and drinking, make sure you have a safe way home. You have a friend, a trusted individual, Uber, a Lyft, at home safe, drink responsibly. Okay? You never know what the after effects are going to be. And the after effects can be from just hangover to something much worse. Please, everyone out there, drink responsibly, no matter how you do it. And we've had a very interesting week pro wrestling. Randy Orton is challenging Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Bash in Berlin. The Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, still intend to go against the Judgment Day all on their own. Love these guys. I love Rhea and Damian, but guys, you need backup. Okay, I don't care how big you are. I don't care how strong you guys are. It's a numbers game. Damian, there's what? Finn, JD, Dom, Carlito. That's 4. And then, yeah, sure. Liv is all alone, but come on. JD, Carlito, Dom, Finn, they always get involved. So it's, any way you slice it, it's always going to be 5-on-1 or 5-on-2. It's not going to happen where they can annihilate all the Judgment Day all on their own. Simply because they've got the numbers. And to be fair, they are being a bit smarter about it. They're setting traps, getting them into positions where they can do some damage. Roman Reigns is in a similar situation on Smackdown where he's going after the new Bloodline 2.0, if you want to call it that. And he's going after them alone? Like, alone. Roman, come on, you've played this game. Been on that side of the fence. You know you cannot battle the Bloodline alone. Okay, and especially with how they've been building Jacob Fatu, they're building Jacob Fatu to really be the dominating force in the coming out of this new Bloodline. We got all that to talk about. What else has been going on is the NFL started its 2024-2025 season. Or, well, preseason. We gotta acknowledge that it's just the preseason right now, but oh boy, this is gonna be exciting because Kansas City has won 2 in a row. With Patrick Mahomes, but also we have to remember when they won in the 20. Can't remember. I'm not a Kansas City fan. Patrick Mahomes, I think he's a bit overrated. I don't think he's very good. That's my hot take. That's my opinion on him. But at the same time, you know what? Hey, he's won. So, I mean, he's good enough to win 3 Super Bowls. Which, I mean, Jalen Hurts can't say that. The Eagles can't say that. But I do believe that the Philadelphia Eagles, my team, I believe they're going to win this year. I think they've made a lot of smart plays. I think they made a lot of right moves. I believe Jalen Hurts is our guy. He is our quarterback. I believe that. We got Saquon Barkley. We got Devontae Smith. We got A.J. Brown. We got Dallas Goedert, probably one of the best tight ends in the NFL right now, like I don't think the Eagles can do wrong. Granted, I will admit, last season, oh wow, oh holy cow, did the Eagles look dookie? Like the third game of the season against Washington, I thought for sure Washington had it won. They decided to go for an extra point rather than the 2-point conversion at the end. The 2-point conversion at the end. I'm like, dude, how do you not go for a 2-pointer? Because you've been able to pass the ball down the field the entire game. Eagles did not have an answer for it. Like, how? You literally gave the Eagles a chance to go to overtime. You gave that away. And the Eagles won. Like, I'm glad the Eagles won that game, but holy cow. Like, that was such a god-awful game. Eagles, they oh my god. It hurts. It hurts that they played bad and still won as many games as they did. Eagles, they were not the Eagles. No, that was not the Eagles that we were supposed to see. This year, we're gonna see the Eagles that we should have seen last. And we are going. And the Eagles, I believe they're gonna be number one in the NFC East. I believe that. I believe they're gonna be the number one overall seeded team. I believe they can do all of that. I believe they can win. Obviously, the question is going to be, will they? Because you also got to look out for Detroit, who people were laughing at Dan Campbell before last season because of his rah-rah speech. Thought he was crazy, and he made Detroit look like a great football team. So, I don't think he's going to stay at one season. I don't think he's going to be like, we had one great season, that's fine. No. Expect the Detroit Lions to perform better this year. I think everyone needs to expect that. I think everyone is expecting that and hoping for that. Especially you Detroit Lions fans. You guys haven't had a good team in a very long time. You had Megatron. I don't remember. Was it? I don't remember his name. His real name. Was a great wide receiver, and you had a pretty decent quarterback in Matt Stafford, and yet you didn't do. Failed a lot of times, or at least your coaches failed you. Dan Campbell seems like he knows what he's doing. Seems like that he's got a game plan. Seems like he is all in on making the Detroit Lions Super Bowl champion. So that's definitely going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see. Dallas Cowboys are already Sub Borat Obama in my chat. What is up, man? How you doing? And the Dallas Cowboys are doing what you would expect. They're making bad decisions. They haven't signed some of their best players to new deals yet. I'm like, guys, you Cowboys, y'all do not make sense with anything you do. And it's like, I don't know. And you got such a stupidly devoted fan base. Okay? Like, look, I'll admit, Philadelphia fans, they can be really bad. They can be really bad, really obnoxious fans. I can admit that. Cowboys, they don't admit when they suck. They don't admit when they're just making poor decision after poor decision. Yeah, Borat. I mean, yeah, Philly fans are nuts. You think Steelers aren't gonna do good this year? I mean, well, I mainly only follow the Eagles. So I mean, have the Steelers been good since Ben Roethlisberger? Because I don't know what's up, my boy Lou. Lou. Go Birds. Hell yeah. Oh, what is it like? Regular season starts soon, doesn't it? Like a week or two? Like, I'm definitely like, that's definitely gonna be something that I'm gonna be able to do on something else I'm gonna do on my Sundays. watch some damn football. Hell yeah. They always have Russ and Justin. I say keep Justin as their primary QB and keep Russ as a sub. Wait, are you talking about Russell Wilson? 3 Fridays, 3 weeks. Damn. That's... Why does that feel longer than it should? Because I thought it was only 3 weeks of preseason. I'm not a Steelers fan, but if they want to win, they need to put Justin in, put Russ on the bench, and yes, Russell Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson, like I thought he was gonna be. I remember I kind of remember that game where they won the Super Bowl. Like they had a solid offense and a really out of this world defense, and they won. It was an awesome game, and like they didn't really prove. Kind of sucks. I thought he was gonna be great. Got a Super Bowl win. That's awesome. Okay, but yeah, I think they have weeks in between. Okay. All right. Well, the NFL season should be starting soon, regardless. That's definitely gonna be. It should definitely be a good season. Hopefully. Come on. We need good games, and we need referees to stop making bad calls. Okay, stop making. Okay, because here's probably the thing that I cannot stand the most: the idea that there actually might be some evidence that might convince people that the NFL is becoming scripted. And it's like, if you're gonna start scripting the NFL, I want to see spears, I want to see power bombs, I want to see full-on physical assaults on the football field. Yeah, I want to see basically one giant wrestling match where you have to still carry the ball down 100 yards from your end zone to the opponent's end zone. Or Matt Hasselbeck, Russ took over and was a great QB. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know who the hell Matt Hasselbeck. Guessing he was the QB for Seattle before Russell, but at that point I was not paying attention. The fact that I remember that they won a Super Bowl and were what were they? They were nicknamed the Sonic Boom, right? Their defense. And see what it was a really good year for them. But speaking of pro wrestling, last week, Smackdown started off with Nia Jax and her WWE Women's Championship celebration. It was very pink, very Tiffany, instead of very Nia. So, but we got a little taste of Pretty Deadly, the musical, and not very good. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I want to see more Pretty Deadly. They're goofy. I think they're accidentally turning babyface. I think they're supposed to be heels, but I think some things they're doing are just so entertaining that people are they're just enjoying the show. And it's like, you know what? Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Now, like, you get more TV time. Because, hey, ratings go up. People like watching you guys. They like watching your goofy shit. But we're also going to have you in matches. And when you have them match, they do pretty damn good. They're a really good tag team. They were former NXT tag teams. So I don't think it's out of line that these guys at some point get a serious run and become tag team champions on Raw or SmackDown. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I can definitely see it in there. And Nia, she wanted the entire women's locker room to bow down to the queen, and she wanted Tiffany. That is when Tiffany called upon Pretty Deadly to do their little musical for Nia. And if it wasn't for Pretty Deadly and someone else who snuck into the ring, which was Michin, snuck into the ring and started assaulting Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and everybody around with a kendo stick. Michin has lost her mind. She is ready to pure violence. You know what? Like, I don't see why you don't. I don't see why not. Like, give her this big push. Give her, like, I can actually see them maybe putting the title on her at some point down the line. I don't think it's gonna be right now. I think they want Nia to have the title for a little bit longer. Lou can't wait for Tiffany to turn on her. Damn, I don't know if that is that really what's gonna happen. Tiffany gonna turn on Nia. I don't know. I don't like. I can definitely see it. Like that definitely. That segment definitely made it seem like definitely made it clear, or didn't make it seem like made it clear that Tiffany was very hesitant to bow down to Nia. Tiffany sees them as equals, probably, or Tiffany just sees this as an opportunity. And I think Tiffany is going to cash in on Nia. I think it's going to be a matter of time. I think it's going to have to be under very specific circumstances where Nia is at a disadvantage, weak, and is easy picking. Michin, this could be it. It could be Michin. It could be Michin that puts Nia in that state, because they could say, you know, Michin could make Nia so mad that Nia says, all right, you know what? Enough of this. You and me, when we're fighting Bash in Berlin, no disqualifications or extreme rules. Rules match or something. Or a street fight. Open up. Make it seem more likely that Nia could lose, because now Michin's allowed to use her Singapore cane. She's allowed to use chairs. She's allowed to use ladders, tables, all that good stuff. And with that, that is definitely going to create an opportunity where Tiffany might be able to cash in on a weak Nia. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. We've literally got a week, almost a week, till Bash and Burn. So whatever they're gonna do, if it's gonna be stipulation based, it's gonna be, they're gonna do it. Start it maybe tonight. Carmelo Hayes somehow got a rubber match, or a third match, with Andrade, and he was able to pick up a quick pin on Andrade to win. Carmelo won, and Andrade was kind of respecting it. All right, yeah, you took advantage of an opportunity. Didn't have my tights. You didn't cheat. You beat me fair and square. So Andrade was just going to walk away. Carmelo's showing his ego a little too much, and was gaining Andrade's face like, yeah, I beat you, dog. I finally beat you. I beat you. And then they get into a brawl. It's like, dude, you got your win. Like, I get it. You won 2 more matches. That was so you can have a 3-match lead over 3 wins over Andrade, rather than let's then just this one win. But it's like, dude, why? Like, all right, you're starting to fight that you really should not be picking. But all right, dude, you want to be that? All right. I mean, like, look, they've been 3 great matches, so it's like I'm cool with this feud going. I just don't know what you do because one of them has to get a title shot, but that means the other one is, and I'm afraid that the one who isn't is gonna be. And while I know that we've seen that Melo's first couple weeks, like he had a solid match with Cody, but he stumbled a little bit with some promos. So it's like I definitely believe he's got what it takes to be a main eventer. I think it's just when you see him compared to Andrade, you see him comparing him to Kevin Owens, comparing him to Cody Rhodes, comparing him to Roman Reigns, comparing him to all these other guys. I think you definitely see like, yeah, he's definitely the small fish in a big pond right now. He's not the shark he was in NXT anymore. NXT is a lake, is a big giant lake. Raw and SmackDown are an ocean. And Melo right now he's learning, the way I see it, he's learning and trying to figure out how to how to rise in the food chain. I think he can do it. I have faith that he's capable of doing it. I'm not as sold on him as I was when he was in NXT. And I think it's definitely, he's in a rough spot where he is the new guy on SmackDown, having to feud with a guy that got a bad first run on the main roster, Andrade. You have Baron Corbin, who's in Apollo Crews, who have rejuvenated their careers. Yeah, Lou and Chad is even saying that he's not feeling Melo. Yeah, like I'm not feeling him. I don't think it's early in his run on SmackDown. It's still early in his run on SmackDown. He's had solid matches. He's had great matches. Oh no. So Lou, I think this is a good comparison Lou made. Lou says he reminds me of the new Ricochet. Is basically he's saying this is the new Ricochet. Yeah, he kind of is. I would say he's getting a better push than Ricochet got. At the same time, like one argument I saw online was that Ricochet, or maybe it was in, I don't remember where I saw it. I saw it somewhere. That Ricochet didn't really have any creative ideas on what to do with the character, like kind of like because of whoever this was implying that Ricochet was happy being the flippy guy because that's what he was good at, and he was happy being the spot guy, but he wanted to also be champion and a main eventer. And now it's being reported, I think it's been confirmed that he has signed a multi-year deal with AEW. Like, okay, AEW is going to give you a title, Ricochet, and they're going to give you a storyline. They're going to give you a rivalry. They're going to give you a lot of good shit. The question is it really going to be good, or is it going to be good in comparison to what we've seen in AEW? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like, I think if you just want to be a wrestler, fine, go to AEW. If you also want to entertain, go to WWE. Okay, because it's like we do have an ad break starting in 30 seconds. So, people in chat, if you want to get the ads, subscribe. Yeah, yeet the ads away. Hey, if you subscribe, there is a goal right now, 50,000 subs, and I shave my head and get an in your house tattoo tattooed on my head. 50,000 subs. That is the price. Someone else who I was very interested in when they were drafted Smackdown is Blair Davenport. And she picked up a win over Naomi, which is awesome. It's huge. It is so huge that Blair Davenport picked up a win over Naomi. However, finisher looks weak. I said it and I meant it. Given what brief rundown there is of the Blair Davenport Naomi match, where Blair Davenport won with her finisher, and I have something to say about her finisher. If you didn't hear it, if you were watching the ads, I appreciate it. Here is what I have to say about Blair Davenport's finisher. It's weak. It does look like a finisher. And here's the thing. Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, could make that a finish. Could make that look good. Blair Davenport, I think she looks too scrawny. I think you need to build up muscles in her arm to make it look like she's yanking her head, yanking Naomi into her knee. It does not look like a finish. And I think we're going to see Blair struggle. I think it's going to be because of that finisher. Because finisher does not look. Now, Naomi had a similar problem with the rear view being a finisher for a while. Her new finisher, I don't remember what's called. I don't even remember what it is. I do remember I don't think the same thing about it. Naomi fixed the problem. And finishers are such a big deal. Bailey had the belly to belly, or belly to Bailey, Bailey to belly, whatever the hell it is. And it's like, it looked weak. Like, it looked like an average belly to belly. Like, it didn't look any more painful, any more horrifying. Chad Gable's sort of finisher is the Chaos Theory double roll suplex, German suplex. And it's like, he makes it look so freaking good. But that, even though he doesn't really win with it, you believe it, that, oh my god, he just put him away with that. Which is really insane. Like, finishers are so important. And Blair Davenport's finisher right now, need to change it ASAP. I think knee strikes can be a great finisher, but they have to look good. She's got to figure out how to make her finisher look better if she's dead set on using this as her finisher. Because it honestly looks, it does not look like putting anybody away. It does not look like knocking someone down. But at least not in that match. It didn't look good. Maybe if I watch a different match, it'll look a lot better. Maybe. I don't know. Right now, yeah. The two calls from NXT, Blair and Mello, are kind of hurting on SmackDown right now, and are kind of in positions where they're not seeing gold anytime soon, and they are, I guess, trying to find themselves in this roster around where they fit in, and make them better. Someone who's trying to prove that he's better than everybody else, Grayson Waller, decided that he wanted to agree to a match against Kevin Owens. And Grayson decided to be talking smack about Kevin Owens to Austin Theory while Kevin was walking up to Grayson from behind. Kevin was laughing along and agreeing with everything that Grayson was saying. And if you've been watching Kevin Owens in WWE came up, you know when he is doing something like that, you're dead. He's getting into Kevin Steen mode. And if he's in Kevin Steen mode at Bash in Berlin, Cody's story might be over. And we saw Kevin Owens unleash the violence, some of the violence that we've been wanting to see for a while, because we know he's got that. He's got that darker side of him. Kevin Owens does end up winning. Cody Rhodes comes out to save Kevin's from a 1-on-1 beatdown, steel chairs. While Kevin Owens does pick up the belt, but he handed the belt to Cody, title. So Kevin is still, I guess, in a place of confusion. He's not sure how to feel about this, but you know what? Like, this is gonna be very interesting. Then we had our main event match. Was it? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, this is the main event match. The Street Profits taking on DIY for the #1 contender spot against the Bloodline. Holy cow. That match happens tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the Street Profits defeated DIY in what was really an awesome tag team match. Not a 5-star match, but you know what? I don't think this match, like, don't think of it in sort of like, oh, you're not gonna give it 5 stars. Like, no, but you know what? It was one hell of a tag team match. It was awesome. It was everything you would want because no one got buried in it. DIY, gave Profits everything they had. They hit Street Profits with Shatter Machine. They hit them with no, actually they never really hit Meet in the Middle. And that is a big thing. They never hit their finisher. Their tag team finisher, they never hit it. And if they never hit it, must mean that they could have won still. Profits won with what I guess their new finisher, a blockbuster, a double team blockbuster. Which, I mean, I like it. I think it's good. Angelo Dawkins puts the guy on his shoulders. Mello climbs to the top rope, hits him with a blockbuster. Angelo goes for the win. I think it's a good move. I like it. I think it's a really good finish. Sure, it looks great, and plus, I mean, what I'm more thrilled about is that this kind of makes it seem like, all right, they're never gonna split these guys up because Vince was in charge. There was talk of splitting them up and making Mello a single star. I'm like, why? Like, why? Like, these two work as a tag team. They work well. They got good chemistry. They're a solid tag team. Like, why break them up? Why does every tag team have to have a Shawn Michaels and a Marty Jannetty? How about you just have tag team? How about that? Now, DIY are probably going to break up at some point. What I wouldn't mind seeing is this time around, Johnny is the one that turns on Tommaso because Johnny knew that, Tommaso, you were thinking it. I know you were thinking it, you son of a bitch. And like, let Johnny be the heel for once. DIY breaking up. Well, I mean, look, like it's been a while, and like I think it's like, which is why like I'm proposing, like, if they're gonna do it again, Johnny's the one that turns, not not Tomas. So because like I think then that's how you can bring back the way, and bring the way back as a heel group. I think it's a way to make it work. Um, yeah, it's definitely gonna be, yeah. If you saw DIY's run in NXT, you know that these guys have gone to war with each other multiple times. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. So it's definitely something that not everyone's gonna be thrilled to see happen. But at the same time, like, Tommaso and Johnny are great on their own, are great singles wrestlers, and they're a great tag team. And you kind of don't really get to see everything when they're in a tag team. But their wars, oh my god, their wars are NXT legends. They it is part of the the grand awesome days of NXT Black and Gold, of the original NXT. It was awesome, absolutely insane. They had awesome matches against the Revival, against the Ascension, Authors of Pain, and then the wars they went to against each other. Oh my, just like, these guys are just two of the best wrestlers, and like, I don't think they're gonna break them up now. I think they're if they're gonna do it, if they're gonna do it in the next 12 months, they're gonna do it in the lead up to WrestleMania, because they're gonna want that match at WrestleMania just so they can say that their final that the final grand war between Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, happened at the grandest stage of them all in Las Vegas, Nevada, at WrestleMania 41. I can see I can see that they would they would get plenty of time. They'd be able to do all the crazy shit that they'd want to do, and you would have awesome bloodbath feud. It would be awesome wrestling. You see a lot of action. You see a lot of violence. You see everything you want to see in what you would probably consider the best wrestling match of all time. And but the final segment on SmackDown last week was uh Roman was yes, Solo Sikoa challenging Roman Reigns to come out, take the the Ale Fala. For me, if I said that wrong, the Leia Fala. The Tribal Chief beats, that signifies in culture that you're a tribal chief. Roman Reigns came out and he took it for a moment, but he was laid out by the rest of the bloodline. He was laid out by the red chili peppers. That's not. All right, Lou. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. Um, when the red chili peppers, yeah, yeah. Roman was left laying in waste at the end of SmackDown. Jacob Fatu was the one that really led brutalization of Roman Reigns. They're definitely building to a Roman and Jacob Fatu a match, and it's probably gonna be big. Probably gonna be an awesome match, and Jacob Fatu is probably gonna win. As a lose asking with Yingling. Funny story. The Yingling is part of why I wasn't feeling well last week. Saturdays ago, I had too much beer, Lou, and we were playing COD. I had too much beer. Next morning, I woke up with a sore throat. The alcohol had dried out my throat. It was doing better up until Sunday when my dad decided to make buffalo wings for dinner, the spicy one. I thought, hey, I'm feeling better now. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Nope. Nope. Next morning, nope. Natalie was like, damn it. So I've been staying away from the beers, staying away from the Yinglings. Okay, like that's my whole reason with the blaming the yeah, I'm blaming the beer. Okay. Also, so talked about earlier, I did not drink responsibly. Okay, I had 7 beers that night and not enough water. Counteract how much it was drying out my mouth and throat. So that is entirely on moi. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you do need to drink responsibly. Doesn't matter if you're at home and you don't plan on going out, and the only place you plan on going is to bed afterwards. You'll need to drink responsibly. You never know what kind of after effect you get from drinking. Okay, probably one of the worst things you could do is probably butt dial an ex or call her, like, say, hey, I'm sorry, broke up. Can we get back together? He tells you, that was 5 years ago. I'm married with 3 kids now. Now go away. Why do you still have my number? But night. Let's talk about tonight's Snap. They've announced a few things. A few things we already knew from last week's Smackdown. That is that Bloodline will be defending their tag team titles, and it will be that it's going to be Amatanga and Jacob Fatu defending the titles against Angelo Dawkins and Monty Ford, the Street Profits. Now, I would not be shocked if Roman Reigns decides to get his self involved and help the Street Profits win. Definitely see that happening. Got a 6-woman tag team match. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Naomi, and they'll be taking on the Unholy Union, Claire Davenport. So now this is possibly building to some big tag team match at Bash and Burn. Probably. Because Fire and Dawn have kind of been a rough spot where it's like they're the champions, but they're not being treated as the champions. They're kind of like backstory to Bianca and Jade's friendship and the rise and the feud between the pure fusion collective battling damage. We're probably going to see a fatal 4-way women's tag team championship at Bash and Burn, where the Unholy Union will probably retain, and it's like, okay, like it works. Like they're making that look good. The women's tag team division on Raw and SmackDown, like if you look at the women in the division, it's solid, and the combination of women is solid. However, the builds have not been great, and in SmackDown you've been putting Chelsea Green and Piper Niven on sidelines for a while, and it's like, okay, I definitely get that they're great, that they're not like you're trying to build up these other teams. It's like you kind of do Chelsea and Piper a match. Like you gotta let them have a little bit more TV time than what you've been have. Okay, because like Chelsea one is one of the greatest performers in WWE right now, one of the greatest personalities, one of the greatest characters, one of the greatest promos, and a very good wrestler. So like it's kind of insulting. LA Knight defends his United States Championship against Santos Escobar. Now, this is definitely gonna be interesting because if LA Knight loses, Well, shit. LA Knight might be dead on the wall. Santos Escobar, like, something needs to happen in this match where he protected, because they're trying to rebuild Legado del Fantasma. I think they're doing an all right job of it. They've renamed Los Lotharios, which is a team of Berto and Garza, Los Garza. Which, like, okay, new name. Like, I don't, like, I gotta look at what it means. Los Garza mean, because I don't call them that just because Garza. So I hope there's a reason behind it. This is gonna be an interesting SmackDown because they have to build to Bash in Berlin, and they have to, because this is the biggest show they've had in Germany probably ever. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Interesting. And the segment that I cannot stand the most is the Grayson Waller effect is back on SmackDown. Special guest Cody Rhodes, which, okay, great. However, we still have to hear Grayson Waller talk. I don't think this is going to be an interesting segment. It's probably going to be fun, probably a bit violent, and might set up a tag team match next week with Waller and Theory teaming up to take on Owens and Rhodes. And maybe in all this, we are slowly building to a more Kevin Steen-esque Kevin Owens, which I think would be great for the pay-per-view. I think it would be great for the match and everything. With all that said, that is going to be it for Grun's Room tonight. Enjoy your weekends. I will be back with the Sunday house party at around 11 p.m. Eastern this Sunday with Alakan House, with hopefully the voice Joshua Joseph, with Ocracy Jones, even with world's most dangerous podcaster Paragon, and maybe even with host of Thumpin' and Bumpin' and Annie O'Neill. Well, it's been a party. It's been like, you guys gotta jump in on Sundays, because it doesn't matter. There's 2 of us, 3 of us, 4 of us, 5 of us, 6 of us. It is a party no matter what. You hear plenty of opinions. You claim so many different opinions. You hear crazy stuff come out of Hypocrisy's mouth. You hear sane and logical stuff come out of Joshua once in a while. And to me, I come up with some crazy ideas myself. And then everyone else, they put in their 2 cents. It just all comes together to be an awesome show that could not be done with just one of us. We need each other, and we need you guys at the show. We need you guys tuning in, listening, having fun with us. All right. Enjoy your weekends. Drink responsibly if you're of legal age. And be sure to check out Smackdown, all favorite wrestling.
In your house, host Grun Meister laying the Smackdown. Top rope, high flyer, got the latest news on standby. In your house, Grun Meister talking all the shit. Grun Meister covering the news. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, it's time for Grun Meister and all the Smackdown reviews.